Chapter 150 The Gilded Emperor and the Refinement of Immortal Blood. Golden Body accidentally encounters Chu Xiaoyu. Han Yi didn't plan to leave now, deciding instead to temporarily stay in the underground cave and elevate his cultivation once again. He figures it won't be late to venture out after laying the foundation for his golden core. Previously, the three-leaf scorching Chegras and the great Piyuan pill that Han Yi took still had some residue left over, about a fifth of the magic power and medicinal strength. To attempt to reach a higher level of the golden core, the remaining medicinal power and spiritual energy need to be completely refined, integrated into the body, making the physical strength stronger and leading to a bodily transformation. Next, he will take the Gilded Emperor Mandala, a spiritual medicine with considerable benefits for the tempering of the physical body. It is often a valuable ingredient for the cultivation of golden core cultivators. With it, Han Yi feels he can condense an even higher level golden core. But the medicinal power of the Gilded Emperor Mandala is strong. To fully absorb it, cultivation alone is not enough. On this, Han Yi pondered slightly and thought of a solution. He believes that cultivating mountain-shaking 5 elements gang is a good solution. When cultivating the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang, it drives the power of every single muscle and bone in the body. Only in the midst of continual intense cultivation battle will the absorption rate of the body's magic power and spiritual energy reach its maximum. 1. Han Yi has already cultivated the incantation secret of the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang to a mastery level. He can now start to cultivate the true mystery of the gang Chet, comprehend it to perfection. This would make the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang even more mysterious, and its power even greater. Now, the power of Han Yi's all-out palm strike is comparable to the all-out strike of a typical golden core cultivator. If the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang were perfected and 9 palms struck out consecutively, the power of the 9 palms could be stacked together, resulting in 10 times the fighting strength that was previously achievable. If this divine power is perfected, the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang could be ranked among the top divine powers. And the physical strength exhibited by the palm technique would even be comparable to a late-stage golden core cultivator. Of course, after all, the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang is a divine power, and the difficulty of cultivation is also very great. It is not something that can be cultivated successfully in a short period of time. Han Yi stood in the pitch darkness underground, his whole body's magic power rapidly circulating. Every meridian, every blood vein, each inch of muscle, the power of each bone, all surging toward his arms. All the power of the body gathered together, causing his arm to be completely covered by magic power and turned into a crimson spiritual tiger. Mountain-shaking 5 elements gang. Han Yi consecutively struck out 9 red palm gang Chet, his arm always staying at the same horizontal level. 9 palm prints, connected in a string, flew out at the same time. The crimson spiritual tiger roared and hit the hard stone wall condensed from thousands of years of ice. Boom, boom. The sound of 9 consecutive palm prints echoed, leaving a 9-inch deep palm print pit on the 1,000-year stone wall, with ice debris flying in all directions. The power of the 9 palm prints was completely separate. There was absolutely no overlap, hence the 9 distinct sounds. If it were indeed overlaid, there would only be one sound. It's too difficult to superimpose the forces of the 9 palm prints simultaneously to form a single palm imprint. I can't cultivate this way. If I continue to cultivate this way, it's impossible to successfully cultivate the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang. Let's try superimposing 2 palm imprints into one first. Han Yi began to mobilize his magic power again and struck out 2 palms in quick succession. Boom, boom. The sound of 2 palm prints sounded, leaving a 2-inch deep ice palm print pit on the 1,000-year ice wall. Although the 2 palm prints were still separate, the time gap between the 2 palm prints was extremely short. If one didn't listen carefully, it would sound like a single sound. Continue. Han Yi knew he had found the correct method of cultivation. As long as he continued to cultivate, he was sure to successfully cultivate the mountain-shaking 5 elements gang. On the first day, Han Yi struck out 12,000 palm prints in succession. His body's magic power was exhausted 6 times. Every time his magic power was exhausted, Han Yi would take a Gilded Emperor Mandala, restoring his magic power in the shortest time, then continuing to practice his palm strike. On the second day, Han Yi struck out 13,000 palm prints. His body's magic power was also exhausted 6 times. On the 3rd day, Han Yi struck out 14,000 palm prints. His body's magic power was exhausted 6 times as usual. The quantity of magic power in the chassis had not increased. Instead, the magic power in Han Yi's body had become denser, more refined, more pure, more concentrated. It was moving towards a liquid state, even solid formation. This is a sign of entering the golden core stage. The magic power of a golden core cultivator can condense into various phenomena. Within 100 miles, magic power can come and go freely. He can achieve flight in the air without the need for magic treasures or spells. Every time the cultivation came to an end, Han Yi would feel his whole body aching as if it was being torn apart, with his arms feeling like they'd been broken. After cultivating all night, the pain would completely disappear, fully restoring to a state of full vigor. According to Han Yi's estimate, it should be the latent magic power and spiritual energy in his body that repaired the damaged flesh. With the nourishment of the Gilded Emperor, his body would naturally recover to its peak the next day. After 7 consecutive days of cultivation, Han Yi struck out 100,000 palm prints, and finally cultivated the Mountain Shaking 5 Elements Gang to near perfection. Mountain Shaking 5 Elements Gang. Standing 10 meters away from the stone wall, Han Yi swiftly struck out 2 palms. The 2 palm prints overlapped and hit the 1,000-year ice all at the same time, making a huge sound. A 9-inch deep palm print hit was formed in the 1,000-year ice wall. You should know that the power of Han Yi's single palm strike could only leave a 1-inch deep palm print pit on the stone wall. Only by striking out 9 consecutive palms could he leave a 9-inch deep palm print pit on the 1,000-year ice wall.